Guys, Ian here today. I'm bringing you episode 14 of my subscriber feedback series. I know it's been a while since the last one, but I've been busy, so hey. So we'll jump right in, and I did record about a minute of this before, and I forgot to record sound. So I did already generate one result, and I guess it's only fair that I do review this one. So we got 140 entries, which is crazy. So 130 was picked, which is this one down here. So it's only fair that I review this one. So here we go. So I really like the sound. The sound's really nice, and like this bit's really nice as well. I'll mute it now. This bit's really nice as well. Nice camera work. I like the grid. Maybe the back here should have been in a grid formation rather than these rectangles, but it looks pretty cool. It's just a shame this end one is a bit of an anticlimax, yeah. The text doesn't really stand out too much. And the camera stops straight away, but like it's quite nice. Maybe because you got this grid formation, the text shouldn't be kind of offset and kind of rotated around at all, because it's meant to be all these straight lines, right angles to each other. You got the triangle, which stands out a little bit, but that's fine because that's all straight lines as well. But then you got these kind of offsetted lines. But you know, it's nice. The flare doesn't really work that well, if I'm honest. If you remember in a last episode sometime, I said that flares should really be used where lights are, or I guess you could get away with them where highlights are as well. I know I occasionally reveal some text using flares, but you got to be really careful of where you use them. But like the camera angles up until that are really nice. I think you personally should have let the camera roll on, but that's just my theory anyway. Anyway, it's a nice intro, and so we'll move on to the next one. Just kind of change up a couple of things, maybe make it all square. So the next one we have is 47. So page 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 7. So hopefully it loads a bit. Okay, so I can see where the explosion came from due to the name. The flare is a bit overpowering here. Using the kind of visible kind of lens, is it? The lens texture is quite overpowering. I like the lights flickering on and off. That's really nice. I think all these light flashes are very similar. Yeah, you've even said inspired by Don. So I think his one worked because he was using crystal, which reflects a lot of light. Like the text you got here, so he actually put the flares on the highlights, they weren't just random. So when you got these stone textures, they're not going to give off that much light, so the flares don't really work that well. The blur's really nice, and the little camera shake to give an idea that the explosion's pretty big. And it's a nice way to reveal the text actually. It's just a shame, like, the flare texture really kind of makes it so you can barely see the text in the top left. There's a few things to change for sure. Like, this is really nice, but then it kind of fades suddenly. You've got some quite harsh edges on the logo itself, which you could have sorted out. The actual texture of the text is really nice. But again, the flare. Flares seem to be something people kind of overuse a lot, and I know I've done it in the past, but it's something like, it's just good practice not to use too many. But it's a nice intro. The text reveal's nice. It's just quite hard to actually see some of the text due to flares and textures and all that. So just try and make it just try and make it a bit easier to read, and you'll have a really nice intro. So well done. Next we have 44. So 45. Oh, that's the same guy. So how many did you submitted? Loads. Please don't submit every single one of your intros. Makes it really unfair for everyone. Why won't you load? So this intro here, the texture's really nice. This kind of coming in with all the particles and smoke's really nice. Really like the highlight on here. A lot of people go for solid white, which on a lot of materials actually doesn't, it's not real. There's a bit of kind of flickering in here. That's just because you need to put up your anti-aliasing, and now I'll get rid of that. So put it to kind of best, and you might be able to get away with 1x1, 2x2, but if not, you might have to go up to 4x4. I really like the tubes inside of this, but the gears are just so tiny and very, very similar sized. So if you just have a look, if you just kind of make 2 or 3 different gears, throw them into the cloner, and then put a random effector on, you get some different ones. And if it's kind of poking out the side, you can always use a ball object to actually keep it inside of here. I presume that's how you actually cut out the bits of the object. You may have used splines, I don't know, but if you just also then you can use a plane, or no, you can even use a random effector, the same one, to randomize the angle a certain way, so you can actually get these turning as well, and that just adds so much more to the scene. But it looks nice. But then you got this text coming in, which personally I don't really like. You might like it, so whatever. But after you got this kind of very clean static object flying in, you got this kind of crazy text, which text can be quite hard to bring in effectively, but yeah, it looks alright. The text is a bit hard to read, but I like how the scene's pretty minimalistic, and unlike a lot of intros you see now, you've actually gone for black in the background. So many people, like background designers, just go crazy and just kill all like the colour in the scene, lift the blacks ridiculously, and so it's more like a dark grey, or in some cases a light grey in the background. And then you get pretty much no contrast at all. So good job for leaving it alone. It can be quite hard. Next we have 4. So this is quite a basic intro. There's a few things that could be improved. To begin with, on the actual tube thing here, I don't know if you rendered the background out of After Effects. I don't think you did, but what you could have done is a layer underneath this one, made it all black and apply a blur filter so you get a kind of fake shadow if it's off there, or if it's meant to be going through, I would suggest putting a glow on this, increasing the radius so you get some light spill, and then you could add trap code shine, I think it is, to actually get some kind of light bursts coming out so it looks a little more 3D. Some of the elements don't really fit in, and you can see now this is meant to cut through it. This is where probably using Cinema 4D for the background as well would have worked a lot more, because you could have actually had a ball object in here as well, so when this goes around it actually cuts through, well, makes it look like it cuts through the background, which would just be a cube. So it'd be a bit more realistic, because this is meant to cut through and then it kind of comes out and then falls off. The eyes don't look that realistic. Again, you could have put a glow on the outside to kind of light up the scene, and it looks like you have an outer shadow or a drop shadow on this, I think. So this actually, the black box actually looks like it's on top of this, whereas really the black would be behind. So I'm not too sure, just a bit of work needs doing to kind of make it look a bit better, so, and maybe a higher quality texture. Next and finally we have 139, which is the final one, well, the second to last one. Should really keep all these open, but oh well. Don't know why it doesn't play in 360. So I wasn't expecting that song, I'll be honest. This is nice. Maybe you use Element, I don't know. It can be done quite simply in Cinema 4D as well. I noticed you had quite a bit of banding issue here. What you can do is you can try changing it to 16 or 32-bit, and there's also a setting there where you change it, which is blend colors with 1.0 gamma, and that will actually pretty much smooth anything out. And if that doesn't work as well, you can also add grain to your scene, and what that does is kind of distorts all these kind of bands, all the kind of thick lines that you have in this background, and that will kind of even everything out. I really like this. Maybe the oh, sorry. Maybe the kind of particles in the background a bit too like maybe the whole thing's a bit too over the top, but maybe that's what you're told to do. Like, it's nice. The colours are nice. The glow works pretty well. You got some depth of field, but I'm pretty sure that's Magic Bullet looks. But yeah, the whole thing works pretty well. The ending's nice. Kind of just explodes out. But yeah, like the CC lens for once actually works reasonably well, especially because you've gone so over the top with these effects. Surprised you can read it. But yeah, so thanks everyone for submitting entries. This has been crazy. Hopefully next time we'll have 140 again. I know there's quite a few people probably quite disappointed, but you gotta realise I only do kind of 5 reviews, and if there's 140 entries, the chances are yours isn't going to get picked, because 135 people are going to be let down. So I hope you've enjoyed this week. Sorry it's been probably 2 or 3 weeks, but as I said, I've been busy, and also submit something to this video as a video response, and it might get picked next week. You have no idea. So have a nice day everyone, and I'll see you soon.